What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, of course, you guys know on this channel, I've been actually really anticipating DMZ for Modern Warfare 2. I enjoy Escape from Tarkov, and I thought it would be really cool to see a more casualized version of that experience within the Call of Duty universe. Now, I gotta say, going into this, I didn't expect it to, completely play over like Escape from Tarkov. I heard a lot of criticism about movement, slowing things down, this, that. I agree here and there. It definitely adds to the atmosphere that Tarkov has. But at the end of the day, it's still COD. It'll be cool maybe to have that style in DMZ without interfering with multiplayer. But at the end of the day, I didn't really expect them to go that far. But when it comes to the overall formula of what an extraction game mode is all about, in my personal opinion, thinking of things like the Cycle Frontier or Escape from Tarkov, I have to be real. It's extremely underwhelming right now. Now, I do see some potential when it comes to DMZ, but when I say it's some potential, it's going to require a lot of work, And I'm a tad bit worried that Activision is going to treat this like EA, where if this does not blow up the second it comes out, it's getting cut. And I'm telling you right now, from what I've seen personally, and I'm trying to be even-headed right now, level-headed, because I don't want to judge it before I even play it. I've only witnessed gameplay from the live streams, but I don't think DMZ is going to fly very well with any type of community out there. The Call of Duty community, the Battlefield community, the Escape from Tarkov community, the Extraction community. I don't think it's going to settle very well. People who enjoy extraction modes are probably going to fall back to Escape from Tarkov, the Cycle Frontier, Hunt Showdown, stuff like that. And people who enjoy Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything of that sort will hop back over to 6v6, go to Ground War. But DMZ, I don't know if it's going to hold a place in a lot of people's hearts at the very beginning. And that's what stresses me out, because Activision might see this and they will wave bye-bye. Warzone was an instant success. And because it was an instant success, they put all of their money into that subject. But if DMZ absolutely flops and nobody wants to play it, will Activision give the developers who are behind the scenes working on this specific game mode any more time to make sure it turns out to be right? Will they allow the developers to work a full 2 years, to make sure this game mode can be completely turned around into something that's amazing, that can be passed down to all the other development teams in this franchise? Honestly, I don't think they will, and it scares me to death. Now, again, we don't know what the outcome of this will truly be. We have no clue whatsoever, but that's just my personal opinion. But over to the actual game of DMZ, let's talk a bit about this. I have a few things that I want to say as constructive criticism, things that should be added into the mix, but I'm going to save that for the end. I want to say why this game doesn't feel like an extraction game mode. It looks like a battle royale. It basically is plunder. They're going to replace plunder with DMZ instead. The currency system is a disaster, and I was really hoping that this wouldn't be the outcome, but it seems that it is. Basically, everything that you're earning within the match, you're trying to build up money as fast as you can to buy stuff at the buy stations, whether it's vehicles, UAVs, and then you use that currency to re-up on more currency to buy more UAVs to go frag. It's Warzone. It's Warzone and quote unquote extraction package, but it's not a real extraction game mode. It's kind of disappointing. And apparently, even when you extract out of this match, the currency turns to XP. You're not technically really purchasing anything too crazy. I don't even know if it's a stash in this. Again, like I said, I don't want to judge too early because this was just a streamer build. So I'm going to try to keep my judgment very low, and I'm not going to go too crazy in that subject. We have no clue if stashes are going to come in completely. We have no clue, about bringing stuff back with us and holding on to items. We have no clue just specifically yet if money will be brought back out of the DMZ so you can use it in the lobby, because you can buy weapons, you can buy attachments. So I'm assuming you're making money somehow, but it's extremely bare bone. To be honest with you guys, I was expecting to hop in, find a bunch of items, be able to loot. You can actually use that loot to sell on the marketplace, even if they didn't want to do an open market just yet. Even if that had to be built upon, where you can trade with other real-life players. Even if they only allow you to, sell it to, AI traders, that's fine. Allow us to build our currency up. Allow us to build our loot, build our money off of what we get throughout the DMZ. It gives us options. You know, as you slowly build up your currency, you're slowly able to buy bigger loadouts and bigger, decked out classes. And then as you buy those bigger decked out classes, you can do harder challenges, harder missions, which, give you better loot. And then you get better loot, which is going to help you get more money. It's an adrenaline rush of building all of this stuff up in Escape from Tarkov, the Cycle Frontier, and pretty much any extraction game mode. And it's all missing out of the cycle because they're aiming more for the Warzone direction. And another thing that really disappoints me, and if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you already know this, is the timer that you have in the DMZ. I was really hoping this was going to be a pretty open lobby type beat. Even if it isn't specifically like the Cycle Frontier where you have 8, 10+ hour lobby times, where basically it never ends and people just constantly cycle through into the world. Even if they put it at like a max of 2 hours for, a server time, 3 hours for a server time, I'm not sure. I wanted it to feel alive. I wanted it to be different from Warzone. I wanted Warzone to be its own thing. And then you hop into DMZ where the map, it's the same concept. It's the same exact map, but it's more alive. It feels like it's constantly rotating. It's constantly working. And you can constantly just go about and do your own thing. Almost dropping like into a GTA match. Just let me into it and let me roam around, do my thing. Except, obviously the consequences are if I don't extract, then I don't get the stuff that I earned in the match. But that's my fault. If I want to go out and find PvP, if I want to go out and explore, if I want to go out and risk staying in the same lobby with all of the loot that's on me, that is all my fault. But I want the freedom to be able to go ahead and do so. And I thought that they were really going to cut that timer. Either just, like I said, extend it to the times almost like the Cycle Frontier, or even putting it up to 1 to 2 hour server times would have been fantastic. But they're cutting it small. They're making you almost feel rushed. When I'm watching people play this, like I said, it looks exactly like Warzone. People are dropping, they're hauling ass as fast as possible, trying to find as much loot as possible, to find as much money as possible, to go to rush to the buy stations, to go rush and, buy a UAV, then go frag out, get that stuff, repeat the same excitement. That's all I see out of this. Warzone. I want to hop in and be relaxed. I want to hop in and be able to say, you know what? I don't give a damn. I don't care. I will walk to wherever I want. I won't even run. I will just simply walk. And I will be able to do so without having to worry about being a timer going out, without worrying about having to, rush to get loot as soon as possible. Just let me explore. I wanted this map to be filled with things like Easter eggs and funny little glitches, cool throwbacks that you can explore and find at your own time without having to worry about rushing through a game every 5 seconds. But it is literally the complete opposite. And that is what really disappoints me about the overall experience here. And literally, it was the one and only thing that I was worried about when it came to this mode. They could have done so many different things wrong, but they did the one thing that stressed me out the most. And that is basically just take everything that's an extraction mode out of the soul of what DMZ is about here. Again, it can be fixed, but will Activision allow the time to do so? I definitely believe that, a year and a half, 2 year plus time, that's a lot of time to work on something of this sort. If they want to put in the effort, yeah, go ahead. Put in the effort and fix it. Make it better. But only time will tell. But like I said, I do want to give constructive criticism, things that I personally think that will make DMZ a lot better. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with the AI. It looks like it's extremely simplistic. Now, this should be an easy fix, and I think they only had the AI so easy because it was a, streamer mode, only streamer lobby. They wanted to showcase this game to the world, so clearly, they didn't want the streamers to begin one-tapped by a bunch of AI. Even though, in my personal opinion, that's what extraction gamers are all about. The AI play just as important of a role sometimes than the actual players themselves, depending on, what type of an extraction game mode that you want to play. But I understand where they're coming from if they don't want to make it too hardcore of an experience when they're just trying to showcase off what it is. Because like I said, we don't even know the majority of what this is about. It's supposed to be a story-based mode. It's story behind this. There's different traders that you work with. There's different quests that you want to accomplish. It's supposed to be a really in-depth story, but they only showed the surface level of it. So, like I said, we barely even know that much about it, but the surface level was enough for me to see that it doesn't have that much of an extraction feel overall towards it. But as I was saying, tune up the difficulty a little bit and put less on the map. It seems like the map is overwhelmed with AI. They basically dumbed down the AI to make them stupidly easy to kill and then over-flooded them everywhere. when it should be the complete opposite. There should be less AI, but they should be cracked out of their minds. You know what I'm saying? This should be an immersive experience. When you get into a lobby, you shouldn't be worried about running around, bee-hopping everywhere, hauling ass to every spot that you go into. You hear explosions every 5 seconds, gunshots popping off everywhere, You want it to be intense, almost silent at times to really, almost give you a jump scare when you do get into engagements. They feel just as intense when it is that way. So when you see an AI, you have to think, should I engage with that AI? Because if I do so, that AI, if I engage incorrectly and it's a bunch of them, this is going to be a difficult fight. I might waste a lot of ammo. I might waste a lot of armor. Maybe I should take a different approach. And if you're dominant in the lobby, like I said, if they remove the timer and you can stay in the game as long as you want, if you're dominant in the lobby, you've been destroying this lobby, you've been looting, you're stacked up on ammo, you've been able to, get tons of different things, tons of different goodies, then yeah, go about your business, tear through all of them. But it should be immersive for each and every person who just hops into the game to really get into that type of an experience. So the first bit of criticism I would obviously say is lowering the AI player count, but increasing their difficulty, because they were insane in the campaign. They're really cool. But here, like I said, they're guaranteed kills. Honestly, nobody feels anything when they're shooting AI. It literally is like playing campaign on recruit difficulty. You're just hauling ass, running through all of them, the maps, all the missions, just playing to hear the storyline. That's what this is going to turn out to be if they don't up the difficulty of all the AI across the board. Next bit of criticism I would say is adding in a cycle, day-night cycle, weather cycle into the match, which also, once again, would have to require them to extend the time of the servers, which I don't know if they're willing to do. But it would make it, once again, so much more immersive. It would change the dynamic of the lobby that you're in. The sound whoring would be completely reduced. You would not be able to listen for sound if it goes from, completely, blue skies, sun out, beaming, then out of nowhere a thunderstorm comes flying on through, and you can't hear a thing between the thunder booming, the rain, trickling on everything. It just changes, once again, like I said, the atmosphere of the game itself. It adds a bit of intensity to the overall experience and a change of dynamic to keep people interested in the overall vibes of the game. And once again, like I said earlier, something that DMZ is drastically missing, it makes the world feel alive. If they just made the world feel like it was, something that's going on, like almost like it's going on 24/7, even though it's not, it's only, an hour or two of a server time if they do listen and they extend it. I wanted to feel like it's always going on. When you hop in, it's something that's already being active, something that never dies, something that never stops. You're going into a constant cycle. And that's a good feel, especially when it's a constant weather cycle going around in the map that is changing all the time. Next would be the buy station. Again, when I first heard this news, I didn't want to believe it was true. And I made a commentary about it, and I said it was the worst idea ever. And here it is, implemented into DMZ, and I'm still standing by my word. It's the worst implementation ever. Why is there a buy station and a game mode that is supposed to be high risk, high reward? If I'm bringing in good gear, that's what I should be bringing in. The only stuff I should be spending money on while I'm in the middle of a raid is absolutely nothing. I mean, maybe it would be cool if there was some secret live vendors, lurking around in the map. That maybe you could purchase, some, I don't know, stims or something, maybe some extra frags, if you really need it, maybe some more ammunition. That would be cool. Just have like a little vendor sitting around that can assist you that way. But that's it. The only thing you should spend money on is when you're out of raid and you want to build a kit. That is literally it. The fact that I can buy vehicles and, I could buy UAVs, streaks, in an extraction mode. Are you crazy? Once again, high risk, high reward. I'm spending a fortune to bring a decked out loadout into the DMZ to do high risk raids, and you're telling me there's some random dude out there who's going to just simply, do a couple of money challenges, get a UAV, and then go hunt me? Are you kidding me? The implementation makes, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be like, a bummer here, but that just, it's completely uncalled for in any extraction mode. In vehicles, why am I buying vehicles? Let them be stranded around in the open. You're adding in these features like putting gas into cars. It's a brand new feature into the game, and you're not even taking advantage of it because I can just buy a bunch of vehicles when I want to. Like I said, this game is money chasing. You're literally just going to play it like plunder. You're going to do as many challenges as you can find, gain as much money as you can get, and get unlimited UAVs, unlimited vehicles, and just shred. That's the whole purpose, you know? You should drop in and, find gas. And then when you find gas, then maybe I can, go out and find a vehicle, find a car, and then fill it up. And then I finally have a car here that I can use. That should be the process when you go into the DMZ. Not, hey, I'm going to stack up a bunch of cash and buy 50,000 vehicles to travel around shred real quick before, the timer for this lobby ends. What's going on here? What is absolutely going on here? And another thing, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I already know it, a very hot take. I don't think too many people will agree, but I think it will be good. Removing the map. Now, this isn't in all extraction modes. You have a map in pretty much every single one. But one thing that Infinity Ward bragged about a lot when it came to, the new Warzone map, of course, is how in detailed it is, even down to the street signs. You can read the street signs and literally just go off the signs and travel the whole map. Locate one thing and be able to go around the rest. That's really cool. That's like DayZ vibes right there. That's a really cool concept. I don't want to see it in Warzone, clearly, because Warzone, I think you personally need a map. It's zones. Without a map, you would be screwed not being able to know where the zones are going to be. But in DMZ, I think it would be cool, trying to just, like I said, learn the map. Make it a 24/7 thing. Well, maybe not 20, like I said, maybe a couple of hours or so, but just make it feel like it's an open vibe where you can go wherever you want. You can explore wherever you want. If you want to lightly ping something, like maybe it's an extraction helicopter, you can ping it on like the compass at the top. Take advantage of the compass. Give us back a map, a mini map, and regular multiplayer. Give us back that in there, but take it away in here. I think that would be phenomenal. It'll add to the hardcore gameplay. It'll make you use a little bit more teamwork. When you're playing with buddies, it'll feel more immersive. You'll actually have to communicate. You'll learn the map itself. It'll make you 10 times better of a Warzone player actually knowing the map, knowing what's around, knowing the flank spots, knowing the hiding spots. It'll make you learn it inside and out. I think that would be fascinating. Again, hot take, I don't expect them to do this at all, and I don't think it's probably not the best thing for the Call of Duty community. But I think it'll be interesting, and especially, like I said, with all the details to the signs and the locations to really make it feel, once again, like an alive location. Something that I don't know, and I don't understand. It's almost like they wanted it to be a live location, but they just didn't go all the freaking way. Disappointing. And lastly, one thing that I saw when I was, looking at the gameplay is, once again, more about just the map feeling lifeless, soulless, not alive. It's like, it's no factions throughout the AI whatsoever. It almost feels like, once again, just a bunch of random people scattered across. Maybe the story will be told. Maybe it's going to be more backstory. Maybe we'll understand a little bit more, but it's the same people across the whole board. It would be cool if the whole map was split into like 4 factions, 4 major groups, OG groups from, the whole Call of Duty scene, or even if they want to make it specific groups from Modern Warfare 2, having 4 major military groups, taking control of this, DMZ, this zone. Each faction have their own boss that if you want to go ahead and take them head on, it's going to be trouble. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but that's where the best loot is. Have each territory marked with their own style of vehicles, their own weaponry. Give them an identity, because that's what's missing here. Once again, it feels like Warzone. There's no identity. Honestly, at this rate, if they really wanted to make it this way, the way that they have it, they should have made it on a different map. At least a different map or something of that sort, because it lacks a massive identity, and it's really holding back the game from true success, in my personal opinion. But again, I don't want to rant too much about this. I know it's been a long video, but again, I've been very passionate about DMZ. I've been very excited about this mode. I'm still going to go ahead and play it, and I don't want to completely judge it, even though, honestly, in this video, I kind of did completely judge it, to be honest with you. I judged it a lot, to be real with you guys. But rightfully so. Again, I feel like a lot of people are disappointed, and I do not blame them at all, It lacks a lot of vibes here. And again, it could be fixed, it could be done, and in all reality, when we get hands-on, we have no clue what this story is going to be like. There might be a really in-depth system here. There might be a whole stash, tons of weapons. There might be even a live marketplace where you can trade with other real individuals. Who knows what's behind the scenes before launch? I don't know. It was just a streamer build, but I highly doubt the majority of that stuff is in here. What we saw is probably exactly what we're going to get. I just hope that they're able to work on it and improve the formula. Activision needs to give them time and let them do what they need to do, and we might actually be able to get something fresh here. But Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, bombs, I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.